4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
I got you.
From the gun, here's Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Get nowhere.
8 yards
Going
on the
nowhere.
pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback. Watch that.
36.
One.
On second down now, it's Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, second and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Man, I got you. 47's the mic, boy. 47.
Cousins on first down. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that'll make it third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's third and long.
Hey, X3, 218, chop it.
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up fourth down.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
A 43-yard attempt.
Bailey's kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Devontae Booker on the return. The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Flacco going to bring up the Broncos first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Flacco. That's complete to Jake Butt. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Six guys. Check 6 guys. 3 wide. Gun. Motion.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Kill.
Under 10. 10. Gun.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. It's caught by Sanders.
I got you, boy.
A huge play there for Denver. 43 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight down. There you go. Shit. Hey, can't.
Throwing his Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
The hunt. 180.
Check 56. Ready?
300. Close. The hunt.
1st down. Here's the run with Cook. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And 10 at their 48-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Mike's 47. Mike's 47. Watch the out. Watch the out.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, and it's 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, receiver.
47's a Mike, boy. 47. Check.
Two.
Check 24. Check 24.
Gun.
Working out of the gun, Cousins.
I got you, boy.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Gun.
Flacco on the give to Lindsey. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
50's a Mike. 50's a Mike. Oh, yeah.
Look at the hot set. Wait.
Here we go again. He's crashing. He's checking.
Gun.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
You want on a 1st down run, pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
You ain't going no
Bristol, Travis.
11-3.
A break from the ground game here. Flacco. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Next to score, Broncos 7, Vikings 3. Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
24 yards. 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 24
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw his Cousins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. On play action, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. The defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just got good ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
At the 42-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. A give, running right, Lindsey. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Right there, 54, right there. 54, Mike. Here we go.
1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Kill.
80 weapon. Check 49. 51.
Mike 50. Cut. Watch the twist.
Now Flacco. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A 1st down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To pass, Flacco. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Like 50, Mike, 50. Let's go, Pete. It's going to be a long day.
This is Freeman. Just to pick up a 3, but that is indeed enough.
Here we go.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. 1, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got 1 there.
20. 55. Monday. That's what.
Mike, 55.
A red zone 1st down for Flacco. Left side here, that's the tight end, Fant. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Check nickel.
Monday.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd.
Hey, Monday. 22 jet bomber.
Flacco from the gun. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And McManus able to put it through. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Mark 54.
Let him know, let him know.
Don't red. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Cover, cover.
1st and 10 here for Flacco. Open man here is Hamilton. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Flacco. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Stephen Weatherly. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now after the sack, Flacco and the Broncos come up 3rd and long.
I'm here all day.
3rd and long for Joe Flacco. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 27-yard line.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
That's it, baby. That's it.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Pass, like 80. Mark 54. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Philip Lindsay, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Ricky.
You're over here, you're over here.
Regular.
Once more, it's Flacco. And Sanders has got it complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Emmanuel Sanders, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
One play has him to the 37 here for first and 10.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 46-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
They run it again with Cook. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. First down. Here's Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
Hey, box truck. Both sevens. Zebra.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cousins now. It's hauled in by Doxson. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 14.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Cousins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Gun.
From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8. Broncos 11.
Hey, Haywood.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? To throw, Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Army. 47's the mic.
Now Cousins on 4th down. This is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They come up in an offset eye. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Trying the power game with Ham. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. 2nd down and goal. Cousins. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Kirk Cousins, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Yeah. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And now Bruce Arians, with the play clock running low, is going to signal for a timeout. That's going to leave him with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. On 2nd down and 4. Flacco looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Joe Flacco. And the Broncos push further out in front. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
He's going to rifle one deep left, and this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Check
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's it, baby.
Harrison Smith on the tackle. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Bang, 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 bang.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Gun. Hurry up.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
4 down. Even.
They run the counter. It's Freeman. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. Past the 20. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And that run has to be so deflating for the defense. They needed the stop. That might put the icing on the cake.
Perfect word for it, because when an offense grinds a defense down and kind of takes their heart from them, and you see them start to sag, no better feeling for the team running the football.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by McManus is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Now, aren't I, though?
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Check. Switch. Leave it. Bring up 48. 47. Check. 47. Blue down. 47.
Throwing, Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 25. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
At the 24-yard line.
Ready. 54. Light 54.
Watch the slant. Watch it.
And they will take a knee here.
Flacco on the keeper.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And they say it's never easy to come into Denver to win because of the altitude. They looked pretty comfortable in the altitude.
They certainly did. I'm not quite sure how they got prepared. And it's always been a big debate about what to do. I lived out there at one point. I lived in Colorado Springs. And I remember saying to someone after my second or third day there, like, this altitude thing, this is no big deal. And day 4, it hit. And it hit hard. And it took me a while to get ready and get acclimated. So some teams, they like to come in early, try and get on a schedule and feel good with it. Other teams say, forget it. Let's not let the effects jump on us. They come in as late as possible, as close to kickoff, and play. Whatever way they did it, it worked in this one.
So for Denver, they pick up win number 4 on the campaign as they emerge victorious here. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they will finally get an extra week to heal up a bit as they will get the late bye in Week 12.